What's going on? It's your main man, Rick the Dawn, back again for some more BB Talk. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you to all the amazing people who continue to like and subscribe to my channel. Hey, I really appreciate you all. Thank you for those individuals who have been commenting on the videos. All of this helps a small channel, and I couldn't be more grateful. I also would like to invite you to my two websites, vidmondo.com, if you are a content creator like myself. Also, I would like to invite you to Wordy if you like social media and just getting your voice heard. Now, let's talk about the question of the hour, the question of the moment. Have we all been rooting for the villain? You know, this last episode brought this topic up in my mind because I'm listening to Michael and I said, you know what? The things that he's saying sound exactly like what a villain would say, i.e., or e.g., Joker. He's slim, he has that grin. And if you can just imagine Michael's face being painted pale with the red lips and the he kind of has a Joker build. I mean, Michael is man, he's amazing, and I want to give him his roses. I want to give him his credit first before I dive into this deep rabbit hole conspiracy. All right, I want to give him his roses. He's like the greatest challenge threat since Janelle. I think we can say that now. I think it's been a question. It's been questionable up until this point, but certainly I think that it is something that is that's legitimate. I think it is a legitimate claim at this point, being the HOH, and I don't think he's peaked. I think that he might still have much more and much more to win. So as you know, this last episode showed a lot of different things. It showed Michael winning the HOH competition, him nominating Joseph, Monty, and Terrence. And it also showed something that I was not quite expecting, and that is seeing him and Daniel bond. All right. Now, if you don't know, Daniel offered himself up as a sacrificial lamb because he understands his days in the game are numbered, and he understands he has to play the last possible game that this afforded him, and that is the mercenary. Hey, I'll take out your targets for you. I'll be you so that you can lie low. I mean, that is the most desperate move ever, yet it is probably the most genius from his position. And Michael was all ears. All right. This episode also showed that he's starting to get a little weary of Monty. And as such, Daniel's pitch comes at the perfect moment. Now, why do I say that it is possible that we are rooting for the villain? I got 4 points, and I would like for you to really take them into consideration. I know we got some real big Michael fans. I'm being one of them, but we have to look at everything because why not? I mean, we got 3 days until the next episode pops up. And I also want to point out that Michael is my second pick. He was my second pick to win the entire thing. Now, this is something I do every single time Big Brother comes on. I've been watching since season 1. Something I always do. I look at the cast and I say, which of these individuals has the greatest chances of winning the game? And I always pick a +1, just in case I'm wrong, just to keep the season interesting if my vote gets or my pick gets voted out. And if you don't know, this year I picked Pooch as number 1. Pooch had the all-American Big Brother look. He just had all the charm. He seemed to be a person that was quiet. If you go watch the first few episodes, Pooch does not come across as the Italian stallion. He just doesn't. And then he does become that. But I also picked Michael, and I thought that I was making a safe pick with Michael. And this is before he won any competition. So this had nothing to do with the fact that he won the vetoes and he won the HOH. This is prior to all of that. This is when Michael was just a sweet guy. He came in. He was very proper, very polite to everybody. Nothing about him gave off vibes that were incriminating. So this is why I picked Michael. I said he's so nice. I can't see people being angry at him. And at that point, that's when I realized he was a good pick. Now that Pooch is out, Michael has evolved into my number 1 pick. Now I got 4 pieces of I got 4 points I would like to call to attention as we try to figure out if we're actually rooting for the villain. And I want you to ask yourself these questions as I bring up these points. Simply ask yourself, which of the 2 kind of people would do this? The hero or the villain? That's the only question I need you to answer. If you can answer that question, we're solid. Okay, here we go. He has shown himself to be disloyal to his alliances. Think about it. He started off in one alliance, then he went to another one, and then he jumped into another one. All right, so he's been in about 3 alliances, and not only that, he's already started to create alliances within alliances. Now, don't quote me on this. Please don't quote me on this. It's been a while, okay? But I'm just gonna say it. Hasn't he been a part of the post pack? I hope. Wasn't he a part of the Oasis alliance? Please correct me if I'm wrong in the comments. If I'm not, just let me keep going with this, okay? He was in Post Pack. He was in Oasis. He was in Leftovers. He just created a 3-player alliance with Brittany and Taylor. He probably has an alliance with Daniel as well. So if I'm not mistaken, he has 5 alliances right there. So he has not been loyal to any particular group. And you can bet if the numbers start to slide, if the context within the game changes, I don't think he's even loyal to Daniel or even, or Taylor and Brittany. I do think his connection with Brittany is genuine, but not sure if the connection with Taylor is. And you have to note the fact that Michael is aligning himself with players that he can beat. I mean, you don't really see him comfortable with players who might give him a challenge, i.e., Monty. And we're days away until he starts to realize that Turner is a problem, that Kyle's a problem. I mean, you have to recognize that Kyle and Alyssa are a duo vote. And Michael has to be or will be the first one to notice that. So he has been very disloyal to alliances, not sticking in those. Now, you can argue that's a great gameplay move, but the question remains, who's most likely to be disloyal to an alliance, hero or villain? I know what my answer is. Now, the next thing is he wins everything. This is the first time where I've ever seen a player completely open and okay with being an absolute competition threat. Now, who's more likely to be that? A challenge threat. All right, I'm going to just stick with the word threat. I'm going to run with it and say that the villain would do it. But obviously, I'm going to give him credit. The hero certainly has that opportunity as well to be a competition threat, or maybe you would phrase it different. A competition exceller, someone who excels at competition. Surely that's not a negative thing, but certainly it has given him so much power in the game. So you have to argue, you have to wonder at least, is he starting to get drunk with power? Is he starting to feel himself so much that, he realizes that he can't be touched? Even if you put him on the block, he knows he has a shot to win the veto, and that makes him dangerous. And I don't know why. And he's a 100% backdoor candidate, meaning you cannot put Michael up straight up. The only way to get Michael is you have to go the back doorway. No question about it. So I don't know. I think that might be a little bit implausible. I'm not sure that the challenge competition threat thing that he possesses, that ability, I'm not sure that that's solely a negative or villain like trait. I'm going to argue that that's a tie for me. The next thing is he is willing to fire at alliance members. Now, notice he's taking pitches from Daniel to take a shot at Monty. If that is not a villain-like trait, I don't know what is. I mean, a hero wouldn't even listen to the pitches of a fallen villain. But then again, who knows? I mean, this is what keeps villains alive. I mean, if it was so cut and dry, black and white, I mean, would Batman ever listen to a word Joker ever said? He always entertains the Joker, right? So who knows? But I would say that this, for me, is more of a villain-like trait. Michael listens to the pitch from Daniel, and he even, considers it. I mean, strongly considers it. So there you have it. And another thing is he's willing to lie to alliance members. Think about it. Michael is in a alliance of 7, and what does he do in maybe 2 episodes ago? He brings Brittany and Taylor into a room and already plotting. He's saying, look, we have a strong 7. Let's make a final 3 within the 7. That's a little deceptive. Can we agree with that? Can we agree on that? His move to talk to Daniel, you have to start to wonder, is that a final 2 that's brewing? That alliance between Michael and Daniel is so discreet that not even Brittany and Taylor know about it that I'm aware of to this point. I don't watch the live feeds. So it's starting to come across to me that Michael is playing a very, very devious game. And some of the things he says about Monty in terms of we can't let him get far. And, it's really surprising to see such a threat be threatened. And, that when I'm pretty sure I'm not the first one, the only one to think that once Michael starts to talk about Monty, I can't help but wonder, like, hey, Michael, do you realize who you are? I mean, don't get me wrong. Monty is fresh off of an HOH win. But at what point, and did I miss something? When did Monty become as strong as a Michael? When did Monty become a player that was strong enough to make a Michael worry? I'm not sure I'm not sure I saw that. Yeah, he wins the HOH prior to Michael. Fine, that's fine and dandy. But I'm not sure that Monty is Michael caliber. If there's a power ranking, I'm not seeing Monty as a top 3 player in the game. Maybe he has inched up to that point now, but I'm not sure that I believe that. I believe that, you know, you still, I think Michael still has a nice circumference between Monty. I'm not sure that Michael should be worried about anything that Monty is doing. But anyway, the point remains, he is concerned. And I think you have to acknowledge that. And he has created at least three people which can help take out a Monty. All right. That being Brittany, Taylor, and Daniel. So let me ask you the question. It has to be asked. Does the hero create an alliance with an alliance? Does Superman go to Wonder Woman and Batman and say, hey, we're in this Justice League alliance, but I don't trust the other players to go long term. Let's create a three-person alliance. And then, you know, at some point, take shots at these other players who are supposed to be friends. I can't help but notice the villain-like qualities that Michael possesses. He even has the look. He's tall, and if he wasn't so nice, this would be an easier pitch. But Michael is extremely kind and delicate, at least from the from talking to people in the house. But hey, when he gets into these corners, when he gets into these rooms with people, i.e., Brittany and Taylor, and even Daniel, you start to see this more sinister Michael come out. And I'm kind of curious. Am I the first one to acknowledge this? Am I the first person to see this? I would argue that it's starting to feel like it is. But let me get your thoughts on this. Is Michael more than what he seems? Is he more than the popular nice challenge threat that's taking over the challenges? Is it more to it? And if so, let me know. If not, let me know. But thank you for kicking it with me on this one. I just had to get this out before I called it a night. And I'll see you on Wednesday. You know how I go. Peace.